everybody, Styx here at the Token Minorities, bringing you another episode of Styx versus the top of the ladder. Today, I finally have another NU match, and this one, I promise, is a full-length match. Now we see my team, which I have nicknamed NU Power, and only this time I decided to replace my Vileplume with a Seismitoad. I was having a little bit of trouble with Typhlosion and Feraligatr. Those Gen 2 starters, man, they're killing me. But I decided that a defensive Seismitoad was the best way to go. Granted, it does not take Specs Eruptions that well. It still takes them well enough to where I can deal with it from there. But looking at my opponent's team, I immediately noticed that nothing on his team really wants a Choice Scarf at all, so I'm just going to lead with my Mesprit and just trick whatever he brings out first. He leads with his Articuno. I'm pretty sure he was thinking I'd lead with Seismitoad. And an added benefit of Seismitoad, everybody thinks that I'm going to be leading with it, and I actually do not have Stealth Rocks on it. I believe the set is Scald, Earth Power, Grass Knot, and Toxic. So I get a lot better matchups with Mesprit because people are thinking I'm going to be leading with Seismitoad. But anyway, he brings out his Articuno. I know there's no way that he's going to have a Scarf Articuno, so I just decide to give it a Scarf and take its lefties. Now I am free to get up my rocks and U-turn out, and then even start setting up because Freeze Dry won't be doing a lot to either my Girder nor my Kangaskhan. So right here, he just continually goes for the Freeze Dry. Luckily he has not gotten Freeze, and I guess I can cross my fingers for that. But, I mean, that's kind of how it goes, and it's only 10% chance. In fact, if he had gotten it, it would have been hacks. But anyway, he gets 3 Freeze Draws off as I'm able to get up my rocks and U-turn out. Right here, I am going to go into my Kangaskhan because I recognize that nothing on his team really wants to take on a +1 Kangaskhan. Right here, he goes into his Vileplume as I just get off a Frustration. That does a lot. Unfortunately, I get the Effect Spore Para hacks on me. But hopefully I will be able to take it out and maybe even set up on it a little bit because I am Assault Vest, and now that I'm paralyzed, Weezing and Seismitoad cannot burn me. Unfortunately, I get paralyzed first turn that I went for Power Up Punch, which would have been able to 2-hit KO this Vileplume and do absolute work on his team. Right now, he is getting very dangerously close to full health as I do get Parahaxed again. And with this next Giga Drain, he will be back up to full health, and my Frustration will not be doing nearly enough. And right now, I have a 43% Kangaskhan. That is not looking too good right now. And so I know it's early in the match, but I decided that my Kangaskhan could be very, very useful in this match. So I just decided to go in my Mesprit because I can live whatever Vileplume wants to do and potentially force him out with the prospects of a potential Psychic move coming his way. So I just go into my Mesprit, and right here I'm just going to go for the Healing Wish to get Kangaskhan back up to full health and to see what he wants to do. He decides to go into his Seismitoad, which could be a little bit of a problem. All I need to do is just whittle it down to enough to where my Feraligatr can take it out. The beauty of this team is its 3 physical sweepers break through your team to the point where they break for each other depending on the match. This match I'm definitely noticing that Feraligatr will put in a lot of work, so I want to prepare the way for him. And so I'm just using Kangaskhan and potentially Girder to just break through his team. And right here I just go for the Power Up Punch, get up to +1, because I know at +1 I will be able to 2-hit KO him, as long as he does not get the burn, but he gets a crit burn. Not only the burn, a crit to go along with that. So right now, it's not looking too good for me. Hacks is not on my side. However, I do get a Revenge crit, which is very nice, meaning that I will be able to take out this Seismitoad next turn with a Frustration. However, Kangaskhan will not be of much use anymore, so I just decide that I am going to attack it until my Kangaskhan dies. However, he does go into his Audino right here, which is incredible setup fodder for any one of my 3 sweepers. So even though Kangaskhan is useless right now and I have a +1, I decided to go in my Feraligatr. Maybe I can use Kangaskhan as a death fodder later. And right now, Feraligatr can put in absolute work on his team. Wheezing, I think, is 2-hit KO'd, but Vileplume and Seismitoad are both KO'd at this range by a +2 Ice Punch. So right here, I'm just going to immediately set up a Swords Dance. I'm not going to play around with predictions or anything. And a +2 Ice Punch will be able to destroy the Vileplume. And that's also great for my Girder later, because Vileplume was one of the few things on his team that could handle it. Articuno, now that it is Scarfed and Rocks are up to stay, will not be able to do that much to Girder, especially because he brings it out now. I will be able to KO that Articuno with a +2 Aqua Jet, meaning that Feraligatr did incredibly, and right now Girder can just come through and destroy his team, because Will-O-Wisp will actually make me stronger and not cripple me. Right here with the Wheezing, I just decide to go for a Waterfall, as he goes for the Will-O-Wisp and misses. That's beautiful. However, I like to think that's a little bit of justification for the Para-Hacks he got on my Kangaskhan and the 2 turns where I was paralyzed and couldn't move. Now, right here, I initially clicked Waterfall, but I immediately canceled and clicked Ice Punch, because I knew that any smart player would go into Seismitoad right here, and a +2 Ice Punch would be able to KO the Wheezing anyway. Unfortunately, I guess Showdown decided that it wanted me to go for Waterfall instead, because the Seismitoad comes in, and as you can see, I do go for the Waterfall, which gets the Seismitoad back up to full health. However, right here, I am not too worried, because even though the Seismitoad is at 44%, unless I get a very, very low roll on this Ice Punch, I will be able to knock it out. And what do you know, I get a low roll on the Ice Punch. Oh well, it's not a big deal anymore, because now the Seismitoad will be gone. His Earthquake does not even KO me. And so right here, I'm just going to go for the Ice Punch to take this Seismitoad out. That's one less thing Girder has to worry about. And right here, depending on what he wants to go into, I can do a lot of damage with Aqua Jet, or I can KO something straight up with Waterfall. He decides to go into his Pangoro. Now, I don't know if this Pangoro is Scarfed. I'm not going to bother with the logistics of it. So I'm just going to straight up go for an Aqua Jet, which almost takes it out thanks to Torrent +2, Stab, Adamant, Life Orb, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, I can see what he locks himself into as well as he goes for the Poison Jab. Now, Girder can just come in here and absolutely clean up his team. There is nothing he can do at all. Plus, I can just regain my health with Drain Punch against Audino. And I know that the Pangoro, can't do anything, so I just set up to +1. And they realize that the match is over, so they just decide to scoop. And looking at this person's rating, they were at 1637, which was number 6 on the NU ladder. This match was actually a perfect example of what this team does. I have the three most dangerous physical setup sweepers in the entire tier, and I look at my matchup and determine which Pokemon will be the best cleaner and which 2 will be the best to punch holes in your team, and I just go from there. Initially I thought Feraligatr would be it, but Feraligatr turned out to be the best to punch holes, and Girder ended up cleaning up. Although you didn't actually see it happen, we can just assume that it would have happened. But anyway, yeah, that's the match, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And this is Styx, signing out. Why not? See you guys.